Hi guys, it's Miss Backus. We're going to be talking about a way to solve multi-digit multiplication problems called partial products today. You might notice that in the name partial products, that the beginning of the word partial looks a lot like the word part. And that is very helpful to help you remember how to follow these steps. When we're solving multiplication problems using partial products, we're multiplying each part one at a time. We practiced earlier using writing numbers in expanded form and also using the powers of 10 to multiply, and we're going to continue to use that today. I'm going to give you a nice list of the steps to take in solving using partial products to solve a problem, and then I'm going to demonstrate and give you a chance to practice as well. When you have a problem that you're trying to solve using partial products, the first thing you're going to want to do is expand the factors, right? Each number that you're multiplying in expanded form. Then you're going to draw a large box, and then you're going to add lines anywhere there's a plus sign. Once you've set up your box, you're going to multiply each number that's on top by each number that's on the side and write the product in the box. After you've multiplied, you're going to add each number in the box to find your solution. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like in action. So if I wanted to solve 42 times 6, the first thing I want to do is put my factors in expanded form. I know that 40 plus 6 is the same thing as 46. 6 is already in expanded form, so I don't need to do anything to it. Once I've done that, I want to make sure that I draw a nice big box. I know from personal experience that you're always going to want to draw the box a little bit bigger than you think. Now that I've drawn the box, I'm going to go ahead and make a line each time I have a plus sign so that I can divide my box up into smaller pieces so I can multiply each part. Now I'm going to be multiplying along the top and the side. Well, I know that I have a basic fact there. I can use what I know about my products of 10 or my powers of 10 to help me. I know that 4 times 6 is 24. I have 1 0 in my problem, so I'm going to add 1 0 to my answer. Then I'm going to come over and I'm going to be multiplying here 6 times 6. Well, that's a basic fact. I know that 6 times 6 is 36. So I'm going to go ahead and write that in my box. Now that I've filled in each box, I'm going to add my numbers together. I'm going to add my products. I pulled them apart with expanded form, and now I'm going to use addition to put them back together. So I have 240 plus 36. I know that 0 plus 6 is 6, 4 plus 3 is 7, and 2 plus nothing is 2. So that tells me that 42 times 6 is 276. Let's go ahead and try one more together. So if I look at 54 times 3, I'm going to follow those same steps. I'm going to start by putting my factors in partial product or in expanded form. So I know that 50 plus 4, and 3 is my other factor. 3 is already in expanded form. I only have the ones place, so I'm not going to worry about expanding that any further. Now I'm going to draw a nice big box, and everywhere that I have a plus sign, I'm going to use that to draw a line to divide my box into smaller pieces. Now I'm going to multiply my top numbers times my side numbers. I know that 5 times 3 is 15. I have 1 0 in my problem, so I'm going to add 1 0 to my answer. I'm going to come to the next top times side, and I know that 3 times 4 is 12. I've filled in all of my boxes, so now I'm going to add them all together. 150 plus 12. I know that 0 plus 2 is 2, 5 plus 1 is 6, and 1 plus nothing is 1. So that tells me that 154 times 3 must be 162. All right, let me go ahead and clear my screen here, and we are going to go ahead, and now I'm going to give you a chance to try one on your own. I'd like for you to try 75 times 6. Pause the video, and when you're ready to check your work, hit play again. All right, so if you were solving 75 times 6 using partial products, the first thing you wanted to do was expand your factors. So 70 plus 5, draw that nice big box. Put 6 on the other side because you need to put both factors on. Everywhere that you have a plus sign, go ahead and draw a line, and then you can start multiplying. I know that 7 times 6 is 42. I have 1 0 in my problem, so I'm going to add 1 0 to my answer. I come to the next top times side. 5 times 6 is 30. Now that I filled in all my boxes, I can go ahead and add 420 plus 30. I know that 0 plus 0 is 0, 2 plus 3 is 5, and 4 plus nothing is 4. So that tells me that 75 times 6 is 450. Nice job. Now, sometimes you'll have more than 2 digits that you're multiplying by. Let me go ahead and wipe my screen, and we'll go on to our next problem. In a number like 268 times 4, you have 3 digits times 1 digit. Don't panic, we're going to follow the same steps that we followed before. I'm going to start by putting all of my factors in expanded form. So 200 plus 60 plus 8. And then my other factor is 4, which is already in expanded form. I'm going to make a nice big box for all of my work. Everywhere that I have a plus sign, I'm going to draw a line. So before I only had 1 plus sign, so I was only splitting my box into 2 pieces. Now that I have 3 place values, I'm splitting my box into 3 pieces. I'm going to multiply by the top and the side. So 4 times 2 is 8. I have 1, 2 zeros in my problem, so I'm going to add 1, 2 zeros my answer. I'm going to come to the next box, 60 times 4. I know that 6 times 4 is 24. I have 1 0 in my problem, so I'm going to add 1 0 to my answer. And finally, I'm going to come to 8 times 4. I know that 8 times 4 is 32. So just like before, I'm going to go ahead and add up all of my factors. I like to do a little bit of work before I start writing. I know that 800 plus 32 is 832. And if I only have to stack up 2 numbers to add, I'm more likely to get my answer correct. So I'm going to go ahead and do 832 plus 240. And I'm running out of space on my board, so I'm going to go ahead and put my answer over here. 0 plus 2 is 2. 3 plus 4 is 7, and 8 plus 2 is 10. So that tells me that 268 times 4 is 1,072. Let's go ahead and try another one. Remember, we're going to just keep following the same steps no matter how many digits are in my number. Let's go ahead and try 591 times 3. Again, I'm going to put my numbers in expanded form, so 500 plus 90 plus 1, and I'm going to be multiplying that by 3, making my box nice and big to give myself plenty of space to write. Now I'm going to put a line everywhere I have a plus sign. So again, I have 3 digits that I'm multiplying by, so I have 3 boxes. I'm going to start multiplying the top times the side, so I know that 5 times 3 is 15. I'm going to add 1, 2 zeros my answer because I have 1, 2 zeros in my problem. I come to the next one, I know that 3 times 9 is 27. There's 1 0 in my problem, so I'm going to add 1 0 to my answer, and I come to 3 times 1, which is 3. Again, I'm going to add all 3 of these boxes together, but I can do a little bit of mental work before I start stacking up my numbers to add. I know that 1,500, I'm going to go ahead and leave that alone, but I know that 270 plus 3 is 273. Since I can do that in my head, I'm going to go ahead and just take out an extra number that I'm stacking. I know that 0 plus 3 is 3, 7 plus 0 is 7, 5 plus 2 is 7, and 1 plus nothing is 1. So that tells me that 591 times 3 is 1,773. All right. I'm going to go ahead and clear my screen, and then I'm going to have you try a problem on your own. So why don't you try 481 times 9? Remember, we're going to follow the same steps that we followed before. Pause the video and press play when you're ready to check. All right, so if you pulled apart your factors, multiplied the top times the side, and then added what was in the box together, your partial products, you would have ended up with 4,329, which tells me that 481 times 9 is 4,329. So we just tried doing a 3-digit by a 1-digit. Now let's try doing a 4-digit by a 1-digit. We're going to follow the same steps that we followed before. I'm going to start by putting all of my factors in expanded form. So I have 1,000 plus 200 plus 40 plus 6. And I'm going to be multiplying that by 8. Everywhere I have a plus sign, I'm going to draw a line. So now that I have 4 digits, I'm putting in 4 boxes. I know that 8 times 1,000 is 8,000. 8 times 2 is 16. Add my 2 zeros from my problem. 8 times 4 is 32. Add my 0. 8 times 6 is 48. Now I'm going to go ahead and add those numbers together. Well, I know that 8,000 plus 1,600 will be, trying to find a good place to do my writing.